Hi, this is a video to help you see how to use the ParkIT app. ParkIT helps you find parking in San Francisco, whether it's on the street or in a parking garage. We will expand to other cities, but this is what we have now. You can find ParkIT in the Google Play Store on Android by just searching for ParkIT Lite SF. So let's look at the app. Now, first time you use it, we're going to give you some terms and conditions, and we'll also show you this pop-up. Now, by law, you're not supposed to be using your phone with your hands while you're driving, so we just want to make sure you're aware of that. Now, the way ParkIT works is we ask you for how much time you think you're going to park for. This is the first of several pages of tutorial which will pop up only the first time. If you don't want to see it anymore, you can remove any one or all of the pages by hitting the Don't Show Anymore button. The reason we ask you for the time, though, is that we look ahead to make sure that any spots we show will be valid for that period of time that you're looking for. This way you don't get steered to some place where you might get towed or get a ticket or something else just because it's legal when you parked but not legal in the future. The next option we give you is that you can either go to a specific location or else you can just see what the parking situation like is around you. If you go to a location, we ask you for the address that you're going to. Now, obviously typing is kind of a pain, so there's a couple of things we do to help you. First of all, we put in a street name completion. Since we know all of the streets in San Francisco, you can see right here that the moment you type in a few letters, we start telling you all of the options of the streets that you think you're going to be in. You select the one you want, and then you're good to go. The other way you can use the Android version is you can actually speak. We do voice processing with the same process. 19 Clement. You can see that even for the voice input, we also do street name completion. Now, the reason we put this forward is because in San Francisco we have both streets and avenues that are numbered, and so it doesn't always work that you can just put in a name and get the correct location. Now, the next option we give you, and again, you don't have to see this in the future if you don't want to by hitting the Don't Show Anymore button, is that you can filter the output. Now, we do a lot of work for you, so we show you not only where you can park, but also where you cannot park. But maybe you don't care about some of these things. If you only want to look at parking garages or you only want to look at where you can park, you can turn off categories of these options. Now, all of these things you see here can be accessed in the Tools menu up here. The tutorials will reset the tutorials, for example. In addition, you can see we have a lot of different symbols here. So we have a legend down here which you can use to understand what these all are. But basically, if you see red, you can't park. If you see yellow, that means it's a street parking, you can park. And if you see green, then that's a parking garage. Now, within the bubbles, you'll see numbers. If it's 0, it's free. It's either a meter that's after hours or else it's a residential parking with a time limit. If you see a number with a plus sign, then that's the cost per hour that you would be paying at that particular meter. That applies for garages as well. If you see 2 numbers in a bubble, those numbers, the top number is actually the number of open spaces as determined by sensors with a 60-second turnaround time. So this is actually a live picture of how many spaces are available. You can see up here that there's a U. That means even though there's sensors, there's no spaces there at all. Now, once you've seen where you can park, and let's say you found a spot, the next thing that we do for you is that, and of course if you click on a bubble, we'll actually tell you the street name range so you can verify. We ask you if you want to park it here. Now, you don't have to, of course, but if you do that, then we turn on the alerts for you. Now, if there's a meter and it's active, we'll ask you for how much time. So let's just put in 6 minutes just for fun. Now you can see once you've checked in, or if you said no, I don't want to check in, we will show you all of the rules that are available there. So in this particular block, 501 to 519 Folsom, there's street sweeping at midnight on February 19th. Right now it's February 15th. There's also a meter that's active until midnight. So we'll tell you when the next warning is. That's basically it. Tell us how long you want to park for. Choose where you want to see, either around you or at a specific location. Learn a little bit about the legend, and if you choose to check in, we will set up alerts for you, which are tiered. So if you skip one alert because it was only 1 minute before the meter expired, we'll actually warn you if future infractions might occur, such as a towaway or street sweeping. These are the list of things that ParkIT does support. We support street sweeping, we support meters, including the time left, the start times and end times. We actually support commercial meters operations. In other words, when the commercial meter ends, you can park there. We know that. We support tollway zones. We tell you when you need to curb your wheels for incline parking. We support all of the residential zones in San Francisco, A through DD. We support time limit parking where there's no zone, but there's a time limit. And we support parking garages, not all of them, but at least 450 in San Francisco, including the closing times and prices. And of course, we support other rules that aren't written down, like the 72-hour rule. This is the rule where you actually cannot park anywhere for more than 72 hours on the street legally. Now, we don't support everything because parking is very complicated. These are a few things we don't support yet. If it's something that's of interest to you, let us know and we'll look at it, look into it in the future. We don't support white curb zones, so these are where the curbs are painted white and you're not allowed to park there, and the rules are different depending on whether it's a business or residence. We don't support time limits, short time limits, which are the green curb zones. We don't support parking radar for commercial permit holders yet. Again, if you're interested, let us know. We also don't do things like, do you have permission to block a driveway? You can actually park in a driveway legally with permission, and we're working on it, but we still don't have access to the moving van permits. We do, of course, have access to street closures, and we will be implementing that soon. Anyway, thank you for your time. Hopefully ParkIT will help you find parking that you can use and avoid parking tickets. Thank you.